This is that one song that you heard so many times, and every time you hear it, you're like, I'm not gonna bump to this song. But then you start catching a vibe. I'm sorry, not sorry. Yeah.
East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang.
Whoa, East Coast with that gang gang. You know we don't play games, whoa. Hop up on that wagon, oh please just get out the way. You know we stay stuntin', right up in your face. We sorry, not sorry, we just stuck up in our ways. West Coast gon' ahead stand up, put that glass and hands up. Gang, we famed up, got that change, we bagged up. True love, we stay manned up. Ahem like I'm wheezy, yeah. Rap game just too easy, drip so sick I'm queasy, whoa.
East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang.
Yeah. Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil, God in his prime. Always in prime, always on time. Hard time to shine, wifey is fine. I'm doing fine, glad that you asked. God fill me up, mud in my glass. God clean me up, all that I ask. Wherever you headed there fast. I am ahead, you are in last. Last time I checked, you were all gas. Gas in the whip it up fast. Fast and all furious, I'm starting to spaz. Getting all curious, you put me on blast. Blasting that Darius, kids in the back. Back to the future is black. Black like T'Challa, Wakanda attack.
East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang. East Coast with the gang gang, West Coast with the gang gang, Lower with the gang gang, you know we don't play gang.
It's getting crazy out here, y'all. Stay focused. Let's go, KD. Take a look around you, look and find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Look and find your way. Yeah, take a look around you, look and find your way, babe. Look and find your way. Yeah, I ain't talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change your way. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Hey, you the one that say that. You and me go way back. When this whole thing over, I'ma send my invoice payday. You don't wanna say that. You don't want this payback. I keep my composure, this my kingdom, nigga, stay back. We had a couple of moments. You had a choice, nigga, own it. Your real colors, they showing. I'm real, nigga, I'm focused. When I come around, I'm fly with it. Stay moving, do buy with it. New sound, just vibe with it. Same truth and we die with it. I see it like it's an obstacle. I never sit on the fence. Nothing to me is impossible. Music of means to the end. Most of the shit is illogical. All of y'all niggas depend on what they pretend. Just think with your head, stop looking at trends. You wearing your heart like it's topical. Now the pain is gone, the fame is on, and they play my song. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, it's real. Yeah, I ain't talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change your way. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. New era, I got y'all. Real game, we pop off, no knockoffs. Open eyes, we watch out. Mobilize, won't cop out. COVID-19 cops out, don't flop now. Open skies, we fly now. New agenda, they try now. Most y'all getting real scared of the headlines we find out. End game getting real near. If you don't know, you behind now. Behind the times, government hide behind the lines. Most brands trying to monetize. All of us have to stay inside, don't socialize. Talk is talk, and move is move. When I come in, bitch, I change your way. Got things to do, I done pay my dues. But where was you? Nigga, where was you? I said take a look around you, nigga, find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. Find your way, babe. I said take a
He's heating up!
The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
Fat phobia is real and it's a social justice issue.
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Come on, really?
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
The
sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing, testicles. Welcome everyone to episode 23 Hundo and 77 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in that realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, busters, hustlers, and your hoes? It's your boy, Papa Swole, yo, back with another episode. Today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you as powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2 Flexing on all you
fucking Catalina wine mixer.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
The fucking Catalina wine mixer.
Welcome, fam. Welcome to the show. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the Daily Sleaze. Make sure you drop in the comments down below, what'd you smash today? And remember, hit that like button, subscribe, and share the stream. We are live everywhere, so make sure you share with family and friends that love some common sense and logic and are ready for some thick fucking knowledge cock. I am amped today. Let's get a little round of applause. Let's get a little America. All right. It is Tainty Tuesday, and of course it is, we are sourcing for the dick draft again, but it's also a tainty election Tuesday. My goodness. So another day to use your freedoms appropriately. And if you fucked up a couple years ago, now you have a chance to make things right. So go flex your freedoms. If you are knowledgeable about what's going on, make sure you vote. And happy Tuesday. We have a Karen in the, or should I say a Susie? We got a little troll. Oh, Susie's got a little bit of she's got a little irritation in her taco today. So, chat, you can take care of that. Have fun. Anyway, make sure that you're not spamming the chat so one of our mods can take care of her. And we'll get into today's episode. Man, you got to love those lefties coming in here and always being so friendly and so cordial. Oh, it's going to be a long Tuesday. But we have a great show. So that's neither here nor there. We are ready for an amazing show. So drop in the comments down below. What are you smashing today? Here we go. Let's summon the Falcon and get today's party started. Are you ready, Bishes? Wow. Just go. right, hashtag Dick Draft. I love it. Drop in the comments down below. All right. Yeah, I don't mind trolling. I don't mind like if it's intelligent trolling or if it's obviously in troll. But if you're just absolutely wrong and you're ignorant, we don't want you spamming the chat, especially if you're spamming incorrect bullshit. So, yeah, if you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, shut the fuck up, bitch, as The Rock would say. Let's get another America. It's the Daily Swole. Fuck yeah! I'm totally fine. Free speech here. But at the same time, it's our show. And make sure you're dropping, at least you're dropping the hashtag Dick Draft. Drop it all over the fucking chat. We got a great show today. Let's get into the first Swole fan post. Let's get into that tip. Love you, Beaches. Love you. And God, I love this fucking country. Let's go. Babe, just an inch. It's cold outside. Oh my God. All right. Before we get into the Swole fan post, let's get into a couple announcements. We have P3S5 dropping in 23 days on the date of episode 2400 on December 1st. We got 24 hours to purchase P3S5. And of course, we'll talk about it every single day. Just a reminder, mark your calendars. The 5th release of the Signature Series drops on December the Schwam. And of course, we have the brand new design. Santa has diabetes. Over at papaswolio.com, use code Daily Swole for 10% off. We have the seasonal release, Fuck Your Peppermint Mocha. We also have the Frosty the Swole Man, Go to the Fucking Gym. Your Swole One, Mr. Grinch. And of course, we have the brand new Santa Swolio is coming to town. Oh, yes, he is. And he's bringing a bag of sick fucking gains. Yeah, jump on it. And we have, of course, the brand new Swole Alone starring Macaulay Culkin. Go check out all the brand new designs. We have the Happy Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is going to come and then it's going to go. But let's just go through all that brand new designs that we dropped yesterday during the accountability meeting. We have the logo only. And of course, we have the image, the Swole Alone. We have the Santa Swolios coming to town. And of course, the previous week we dropped Your Swole One, Mr. Grinch, and all the other ones. So go check out all the brand new designs over there at papaswolio.com. Use code Daily Swole for 10% off. Now, let's get into the first Swole fan post. First one is from Brandon, and Brandon writes, should I get the beef organ supplement or just the beef liver? The organ supplement has less milligrams of the beef liver, but has other things. So it depends on what product you're talking about. There are a few that have a blend of beef organs. And of course, you could usually just buy the individual desiccated organs from specific companies. They'll have just a beef liver or a bone marrow supplement, or they'll have a blend. It depends on what you're really looking for. I recommend, it might be okay to get a little bit of a blend, but at the same time, beef liver is one of the most important things. So if you can't get fresh beef liver, I would opt for either one. You're not going to lose out on either one. It's good because you're going to get a little bit of heart, you're going to get a little bit of liver, you're going to get a little bit of a few. So I think it really depends on the individual and what you might be lacking, but you can't go wrong either way. You might just want to go 100% beef liver because you will be getting more of it. But I think that really is, that's a personal choice, and you're not gonna go wrong either way. But liver is going to be probably the most important thing that you can get out of a supplement, because it might not be enough from just the blend, and you might feel good with it. You might feel good with the blend, but you might feel even better with the liver. But with any supplement, just make sure you're taking, let's say, half the dose. You're just taking a couple pills if you're getting the desiccated organs, then you go from there. So you could drop in the comments, maybe if you have any personal experience or some thoughts, you can drop in the comments what you started with if you're doing a desiccated organ supplement. There's a lot of different options out there. Jacqueline from our Swole Fam discussion boards, she writes, hi Swole Fam, I'm JJ and I'm 39 years old living in Florida. I have been dealing with infertility issues for the last few years, and I think the stress of everything going on slowly sucked the energy out of me. I stopped working out and stopped fighting my urge to eat all the junk food. I don't really feel like myself, and that bothers me daily, and I'm over it. I'm ready to get back to my kick-ass self and get my BMI back down, which might and probably will help with our next embryo transfer. I love that Papa Swolio's energy, and I loved reading your posts. I'm on a mission to get fit, eat the good shit, and get pregnant. welcome to the fam. I would make sure that you're getting in your organ meats, you're getting in plenty of grass-fed beef. I would check out, there's a couple great podcasts with, God, what was her name? I used to promote it a lot on Paul Saladino's podcast. God, what was, shit, I forget the name. It was there were 2 episodes I used to tell people that wanted to get pregnant, that wanted for females' health. It's excellent. There's a bunch on there, but make sure you're getting in your grass-fed beef and your organ meats. And a lot of times, and I would check out the book Estrogeneration. There's a lot of environmental factors that can be negatively affecting your endocrine system. And Dr. Jamie's. Thank you, Dawn. I always talk about that. So I would type in Fundamental Health Podcast and type in Seaman, Seeman, Dr. Jamie Seaman. So there's 2 episodes where she's talking a lot about female health and eating grass-fed beef and organ meats and the benefits of that for fertility and things of that sort. And there's another episode on there with a midwife, I think from like May or April this past year. That's really good. But there are a lot of infertility issues because of perfumes, household cleaners, shampoos, plastics, a lot of phthalates and parabens and these types of elements that get into our system, in our water system. If you're not drinking filtered water, reverse osmosis water, or using a Berkey filter or something similar, there are a lot of things that can interrupt the endocrine system. And the endocrine system in the body is just a chemical messaging system. So your body will send a signal, release something into the bloodstream, and that will kind of hit like a lock and key on an organ and then trigger a response. And when you have all these other elements in the body that shouldn't be there, a lot of times they can take up a receptor binding site and block a hormone from communicating with another organ, or inhibit a hormone from getting released, or trigger a hormone to be released when it shouldn't be released. And there's all sorts of imbalances, and that can take a long time to repair, and that can be devastating, especially for fertility. And there's no shock and no surprise why fertility and testosterone have dropped tremendously. It's lifestyle habits, it's absolutely nutrition and sunlight, lack of sunlight, and all these other things. Not to mention experimental drugs that people are putting into their bodies.
The attacks on me, quite frankly, are attacks on science.
That's even more recent. That's not helping either. But sorry, I got something stuck in my throat. Let's take into the next Swole Fam post. Welcome to the fam, JJ. Welcome to the fam. We're stoked to have you and to help you out. And sounds like you're ready to fucking crush it. So we're here for it. James, struggling with mindset around the elimination diet and can use some correction or help. I'm worried about starting this style of diet. When I look at the prices of grass-fed and organic meats, I average about $60 a week now and don't eat out often. I feel like I would be spending $50 plus on meat every week without anything else. Am I thinking of this wrong? Yes and no. So number one, you don't eat out often. Well, now you don't eat out at all. You need to look at other things like Netflix, Hulu, other types of subscriptions. Make sure you're not going out and buying a Gatorade every day at work or something like that, because that adds up. You know, if you buy a Gatorade every day and it's $2-3, that's what, $20 a week. So little things add up a lot. People don't notice when they buy a coffee every day or a pack of gum or something. It can add up tremendously. So if you're pinching pennies, power to you, but make sure that you are cutting out all those other things that you really don't need. There's things that you need and things that you want. You don't always need them right now. You can sacrifice in the short term to get the long-term benefits. Also, you are investing now in your health, so you don't have to lose decades off your life at the end and or go bankrupt because of medical bills. All right. This is investments now, so you don't have problems in the future. And not to mention, when you have more energy and you feel better, you're going to live better. You're going to make better choices. You're going to work better. You might, you'll think more clearly. You might, you might better navigate things like promotions or other benefits from your job, just because you're performing better and you feel better and you're thinking better and you're prioritizing your health, and everything's going to come from your health. Health is wealth. It truly is. So if you average about $60 a week on food now and you don't eat out often, you might be spending $50 on just meat every week, which is fine because it sounds like you can afford it. And the reason why I'm saying that's fine, it's because you're getting much more nutrient dense food. So you're not getting empty calories. You're getting nutrient dense food. So if you just spend $50 or $60 on grass-fed meat, some organs, and maybe some white rice and sweet potatoes, the best thing is if you're getting any kind of carbs or fruit, that's the inexpensive part. I'm not talking about getting organic blackberries, for example, but if you're getting a little bit of white rice or a little bit of sweet potatoes are like 60 cents a pound. So it offsets what you're spending in terms of the grass-fed beef. So you're making better choices. You're getting more nutrient dense food. So it might seem like you're spending more and you're getting less. And that's the thing. That's the tricky part. When you're buying chips and you're buying soda and you're buying all this stuff that's like buy 2, get 5 free, and it fills up your shopping cart, it looks like you're getting a lot of things, but you're really not getting any nutrition. You're getting inflammatory foods, you're getting processed fucking industrial waste, and it looks like it takes up a lot in your cart, but you're not getting nutrient dense food. If you're buying meat, eggs, and like fruit or sweet potatoes and white rice or things like that, just to kind of round out the carbohydrates, avocados and things like that, which is a fruit, by the way, it might not look like a lot. So $50, let's say you're getting grass-fed beef, $6, $7, $8 a pound. Also, you can wait for sales or buy in bulk. Sometimes you can order online and get a bunch up front, and then you don't have to go, you'll get a discount and you don't have to go shopping all the time. You can just buy in bulk and stock the freezer. If you see any kind of special or a discount, you can stock up on certain things, put in the freezer. So if you're doing, let's say, $50 a week, let's say it's $7. So you're getting 7 pounds of grass-fed beef. That's a pound of meat a day. That's more than enough. That's plenty. That's a lot. That's a lot of protein. That's a lot of fat. Plus, a little bit extra you can spend on getting some other carbohydrates or some other fats or fruits and things of that sort, or eggs. And it might not look like a lot. 7 pounds of grass-fed beef doesn't look like a lot, but nutritionally it's very, very dense. And yeah, I mean, imagine think about what you're not spending. So you average about $60 a week now. James, I know this is just a post, so we don't know what you're eating, but what are you spending that $60 on now? It's probably going to be shocking. It's probably going to be shocking how little nutrition you're actually getting from what you're doing. So I don't want to say you're thinking of this wrong. I don't want it to be like you're thinking of this wrong. It's just your framing of it. And a lot of people need to have this switch. So now you're aware of this and, oh my God, it looks more expensive. So the label looks more expensive. But I guarantee if you're spending, let's say you have you have like a basket of like grass-fed beef, that's more nutritious than a lot of people's entire shopping cart. They'll have loads and loads of like mac and cheese and cereal and all this shit that they can sell buy 2, get 1 free or buy 1, get 1 free. It's because they're still making 10,000% profit. The fucking cardboard box the cereal is in is worth more than the fucking garbage they put inside it. Okay. So you have to notice that you're getting real fucking food. You're not just getting marketing shit. You're not just getting the box and the container and the bulk. You don't need bulk. You're getting nutrient dense food. You're going to be much more satisfied eating these types of food. I promise you. And you're going to feel so much better. So you don't eat out often. Now you don't eat out at all because you don't need to eat out. You need to make your own food. You just need to eat food to survive. And you need to think about it differently. You're investing in your health. And this is important to you. Then you're going to see the light. Once you start seeing these positive changes, you start feeling the difference from making these food choices. Remember, everything in life is a choice. So you're at this crossroads of like, do you look at what everyone else is doing? Fundamentally, look at what everyone else is doing. Everyone else in the supermarket that they're filled up with chips and soda, they're fat, their guts hanging over the fucking railing of the shopping cart. Do you want to look like all those fucking people? Just go to the supermarket. Do you want to look at those fucking people? Period. Then don't do what they're doing. Okay? It's pretty safe to say do the opposite. But there's a hint there. There's a hint. They are the product. Those people, the way people look, in most cases, 999 times out of 1,000, you're a product of your habits. Mark, what up, fam? Doing some homework and getting in my meals. Jasmine rice with freezer peas and carrots. Shit.
Matt Damon.
That were pressure cooked and some baked pasture-raised chicken breast. It's a heavy lifting week for me, so I got to fuel the tank with good quality food, not crap or what fit shitfluencers say is good. Papa is the only creator out there who talks more about the quality of the food and its importance. As always, keep crushing it, fam. We are close to being done with this year, so let's finish off strong. P.S. I'm also training to kick Santa's ass. Fat Boy has ditched me too many times because I leave a plate of insulin and a gym membership out instead of cookies and milk. Hashtag for the gains, for the iron gods. This will make my thyroid stronger. I will kick Santa's ass, but Santa's thyroid. Also, fuck vegans. Okay, well, I'm not going to say fuck vegans. That's a little aggressive. I don't hate vegans. I wish them proper nutrition, and I wish them to shed their ideologies in order to optimize their health. I don't, hate vegans or anything like that. We have vegans in the Swole fam, but we have vegans with a sense of humor. Right? Our vegans have a sense of humor. Our vegans appreciate the fact that they're making their choice, perhaps at the bane of their health. But we like our vegans. We like our Swole vegans. On a side note, peas and carrots can fuck all the way off. There's nothing beneficial from eating a goddamn carrot. Are you a rabbit? Fuck that shit. I fucking hate carrots. They taste like shit. They taste like shit. And freezer peas? The fuck peas, man. Jesus Christ. Where's your beef at, Mark? Where's your steak? All right.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Veggies are unnecessary. But if you want to wade through that minefield, by all means. They might not destroy you. You might be able to digest them, but you're really not getting much benefit from them. But if you want to fill your stomach with what your food eats, by all means. I'm not going to eat it, so there's more for you. All right. Vincent, last Swole fan post. Hello all. Thank you for welcoming me into the Swole family. You're welcome. Good morning. My name is Vincent. I'm 49 years old. I live in the suburbs of New York City and work as a New York City firefighter. Let's get a little America. Thank you for protecting our peeps. It's been the better part of 3 years since I've been to the gym on a regular basis. Papa Swole is the motivation. I need to get back in shape. I need that kick in the ass and tough love to be continued. New York City firefighting is no joke. It's no joke. Welcome to the Swole fam, V. Welcome. Let's see. All right. So all those posts were from inside the Swole fam, swolenormousx.com. Join us inside Swolenormousx. We had an awesome accountability meeting live call yesterday. That's available inside Swole TV. So if you missed it, every single Monday at 12 noon, anytime you see a private episode or a mini episode on the podcast, if you listen rather than watch, that's because the episodes are a private stream. It's either an overtime segment, it's an accountability meeting, or it's a Swole fam roundtable. We had a roundtable last week. We'll have one coming up in 9 days, not this Thursday, but the next Thursday. Every 2 weeks, we have a roundtable, which is just a free-flowing conversation. This last Thursday's was great, so go and check that out. That's available on Swole TV. Also, let's get a little Tainty reprieve. Aww. Very nice. Look at that Tainty boy. Oh, Tainty boy. Oh, Tainty boy. Not Tainty, man. That's my Tainty boy. That's my Tainty boy. He's all snuggled up. All right. Let's get into some questions. Let's take a phone call first. Drop in the comments down below. Hashtag AskPapaSwolio. This one's from Joaquin.
Hey, what's happening, Papa Swolio? It's your boy Ish Joaquin.
Oh, Ish Joaquin.
I ain't following you, but I'm going to be following you, after this. So it is what it is. I just really want to know, man, what's your diet, bro? Like, what nutrition do you put into your system, into your gas tank to keep you going, keep you swolio?
Appreciate it. Ishwakim. Cool fucking name, dude. Well, welcome and thank you for following. Thanks for the question. So the things that I eat fruit, I eat honey, I eat meat, I eat eggs, I dabble with some raw dairy. I dabble. I kind of go in and out when it comes to raw dairy. We get like raw goat milk and raw cow milk, and we have some raw cheese and stuff like that. So I dabble with that. So grass-fed beef, steak, ground beef, different cuts of grass-fed beef. I cook in tallow. I use grass-fed butter. We get this awesome raw grass-fed butter. It's fucking amazing. Bone broth. I haven't had bone broth in a couple weeks. I'm kind of due to start making it again. I kind of get into the flow and out of the flow of bone broth. Some of you might know that. We were doing it. It was like we were doing a lot of bone broth for a bit and then kind of fell out of the flow of it because you need to make it and kind of get in the crock pot and have the flow of like canning it and putting it in the freezer. Oh, I remember what it was. It's because we got a ton of beef and we didn't have room. And then we just kind of fell out of the habit of making bone broth. I was on a roll, but that's something else I eat. But a lot of fruit. We do some frozen fruit. We have like some dried fruit, like dried mango and pineapple. But we also get some fresh fruit, avocados. I love avocados. So a real like solid meal for me would be some fruit. It would be maybe some bananas or some mango or pineapple. I'll have some grass-fed beef. I'll have some grass-fed butter. I'll have an avocado or two, and that'll be like a meal. So what I usually do is eat during daylight hours. I try to eat earlier in the day and not later at night. I don't like to eat after like 5 or 6 or so. So yeah, eggs, beef, bone broth, fruit, avocados, honey, dates. Yeah. And I think a lot of people really don't either get enough electrolytes, so they feel hungry because they're not properly hydrated, or they're not getting enough protein or fat. Focus your nutrition on protein. That should be the main focus. Whether it's from grass-fed beef or other animal-based protein sources, focus on the protein. Oh, liver, organ meats, liver, heart. Make sure you're focusing on the protein. That's going to give you more satisfaction. That's going to make you more, that's going to give you that full feeling. Protein, then fat, and then you can top off with carbohydrates. And you can fluctuate with the carbohydrates and figure out the amount of carbs that you need. A lot of times, if you adjust carbohydrates or play with carbs, that can help you adjust and get rid of extra water weight. That's usually what you should play around with. That's what I do. Let's say if I feel too bloated, or if I feel a little bit too heavy, like maybe I put on a little bit more water, then I'll cut back on the carbohydrates a little bit. I really don't have that problem, but that's what I would do. But focus on the protein. A lot of people don't focus enough on the quality nutrient dense food. And this is not considered eating clean. I don't consider eating steak or, grass-fed beef eating clean. I mean, that's delicious, nutrient dense food, and I fucking pound that shit. And I don't do like super lean. I'm not doing like 95% lean. Fuck that. I'll do like 80-85%. Get the healthy fats in there. I cook with tallow and shit. Good question. All right, let's see here. Let's take another question. If you got more, drop in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. Martine Tessier. Papa Swolio, I exercise 5 times a week and drink protein shakes on exercise day. What else could I do to help gain muscle? Well, you have to be lifting properly and lifting heavy, and you need to be getting in enough protein. So it's not the protein shake that's going to help you gain. It's going to be eating nutrient-dense food. So getting in quality protein sources, right? Like grass-fed beef, eggs. You can eat pork and chicken if you're getting corn and soy free, but most of them are lower quality foods. Pork and chicken are just generally lower quality turkey. They're just not the same quality as grass-fed beef or pastured eggs. But you can find pork and chickens that are corn and soy free. It's just much harder to come by. So if you have, a lot of people have sensitive allergies to those types of things, and they have poor side effects and skin conditions and stuff, and they think they're eating quality because they're eating chicken and rice, but they're getting low quality chicken. And I had nasty acid reflux because I was eating just chicken that was pumped full of antibiotics, and I didn't realize that. So I had nasty acid reflux, and I just felt like shit. And this is like a decade ago, easily. And I went vegetarian or vegan for like 6 months, and I had all my symptoms went away, but then I just felt I was starving. I was hungry. I just felt like in my DNA that I needed beef. But when I came back, I'd already learned about the differences between feedlot cattle and grass-fed beef. So I started eating grass-fed beef, which is a little bit harder to come by then. Now it's much more popular, but it's never happened again. So it has nothing to do with the red meat. It had to do with the low quality meat that I was eating. So this was like my epiphany of like, oh, food quality matters. It's not the meat. It's not the meat that was bad. It was the meat in itself. It was the quality of that meat. Steven, morning pop. I work 10 to 14 hours a day, and sometimes I have to supplement meals with a protein shake because I don't always have time to stop and eat a meal. What ingredients other than soy should I avoid? I mean, ideally you'll get an unflavored protein that doesn't have sunflower lecithin or soy lecithin, and most of them do. What I would look for, you might be better off getting like a beef protein isolate. A grass-fed beef protein isolate is a good option. And especially if you have issues with lactose. So some people might be okay with a whey protein isolate, but if you still have issues with that, like stomach or indigestion, check out beef protein isolates. And they have some on Amazon. You can get them, just get unflavored, type in unflavored beef protein isolate. Should have one ingredient. And it might have differences. Like a lot of times what those things that they put in there are for, I guess, so it mixes better or blends better. But I would make sure you're getting grass-fed and an isolate. But you could check into beef protein isolate too. Also, you work 10 to 14-hour days. That's a long day, but it doesn't mean you can't prep food in advance. Like, can you make beef burgers or something? Get ground beef and just make patties. You can just grab them and fucking, boom, house a couple of them. You don't always have time to stop and eat a meal. I get you. But you could also fast. You could always, there's no need to eat for that time period. So if you work 10 to 14-hour days, just for example, let's say you're doing, quote, intermittent fasting, AKA skipping breakfast, right? 16-8, that means you're not eating for 16 hours. So if you work 10 to 14 hours, there's no need to eat during those hours if you're eating via the other hours. So you can eat a fucking huge meal before work. I don't know what your schedule is like, because 10 to 14 hours doesn't really mean, I don't know what time of day that is, but you might want to just fast during that time. You don't have to worry about it, and then just pound, before work or whatever, depending on what your schedule is. But that could be some options. But there's a lot of great ways to get steak and easy to eat and just boom. A lot of times cold steak is excellent. You can just eat that like a snack. It's so good. Even though it's not a snack, it's a meal. People always ask me about snacks. It's like, just eat your food. Eat your food just in smaller quantities. Or let's see, Brenda, for the 90-day dash program inside Swolenormous X, for intensity level, I'm wobbly and almost to failure on the last couple of reps for some sets. Do I mark that as 2 strenuous or 3 failure? Well, how do you feel? I mean, you're marking that, that's your perceived exertion. That's just a way for you to approximate your perceived exertion. So, I mean, it sounds like it's between 2 and 3. In other words, like if it's very challenging for you, it gives you an idea of like if you should back off or if you should move forward, if you're ready to move on. But generally it should be between 2 and 3. That's how you know that you're challenging yourself enough. Those kinds of details aren't really it's not super important. In other words, if it's too easy, if you're getting to the ends of the set, and don't just stop because you get to 10 reps or 12 reps or 15 reps. And this is for anything. Let's say you have a workout that you're doing and you're planning on doing X amount of reps. Don't just stop because you got to the number. Push yourself. And if you could do a lot more, that means you didn't choose your weight or your difficulty appropriately. You're too stable. You didn't go for enough instability, or you didn't pick up a heavy enough weight. So this is just an idea for the next set, but don't waste a set and stop too early. Finish the set, push yourself, and then adjust the weights accordingly. So you should be pushing yourself towards failure, and you're not going to build muscle unless you're pushing towards failure. And this is a big lesson for people at the beginning of their training. You don't want to push to failure if you're brand new in the gym. You want to stop kind of around when it starts burning. You push yourself a little bit, but it's the volume. Once you kind of get that base, then you can start pushing yourself harder and further. But you're not going to build muscle unless you're pushing to failure. Anyone that says that just doesn't lift or doesn't have any results. Like, you're not like, hey, I'm lifting and I'm just going to stop early. You're not going to build muscle that way. You need to push yourself to that limit. Otherwise, your body is not going to be challenged or stimulated and stressed enough to grow and to adapt. Rihanna, Papa Solio, we were looking into sleds. Is there a specific things too? Is there a brand preference? Well, I already mentioned this when you were talking about it. Just get the Titan sled. Very simple. We live on a hill. That's good. You don't need as much weight then. You can walk backwards up a hill. That's going to be more challenging. You might not even need weights in the sled. You can walk backwards up a hill, and that's actually essentially the same thing. So depending on how steep the hill is, you might not need the sled at the beginning, or just like the sled without the weights. You just need Olympic plates. Do you have Olympic plates? Like if you get a sled, get a couple 10-pound plates, but I would just get a 25. Like you're going to be able to do at least a 25-pound plate if it's a flat surface, I would just get 25s, 45s, maybe a couple 10s. Like, you're not going to need to micromanage. Better off when you're doing a sled and reverse sled. It's better off that you're doing light and less and building up the habit of doing it frequently. This isn't something that you max out on. After you get more experience, maybe someday you put on 245s and you're really like pushing it after you warm up and you're doing like a hard, heavier reverse sled day. But it's like anything else. You're not going to go heavy every day. So if it's heavy for you, like let's say a 45-pound plate might be heavy for you. It's not heavy for me. I might just throw on 145. Like I might just throw on 145 and just do a bunch of laps. I'm not trying to like max out on it. So a 45 for me might be nothing. For you, that's too much. So it's all about what's relative for you. You might put on a 10 or a 25 and that would be a good weight for you to do frequently. That's fine. So it's all relative. Yeah, just get a couple plates. Nick, when doing Nordic curls to build up strength, are using bands a good idea to get full range of motion? I've seen people do this. This is not what helped me. And I realize a lot of people do this kind of stuff. It doesn't mean they can't make it work. But when I first started doing Nordic curls, I was using a band, like I had it attached behind me to like help me get all the way down. It kept me weak. And it's the same thing. I realize it's the same thing as doing a pull-up because you're essentially doing a pull-up with your legs. It's negatives. It's all about the fucking negatives. So here's what you do. When you're doing Nordic curls, you elevate the front. So I have one of those the Rogue floor glute. You elevate the front. So I had these foldable, mats, like the tri-fold mats, and I put them under the front. So rather than assist me all the way forward, and it's not like it's wrong to do the bands. Like you can make progress like that, but it's like doing pull-up with bands. Can it work? Yeah, but it's just not as effective. And a lot of you that have done your first pull-up, since you joined the Swole fam, you know that the negatives is far superior doing the isometrics and negatives is far superior than using a band or one of those assisted pull-up machines. So I elevate the front of the Nordic curl machine, and then it's easier because you're not lifting yourself directly against gravity. You're lifting yourself up on an angle, and the range of motion is going to be shorter, but you're moving more angular to the pull of vertical gravity. And then as it gets stronger, I would remove one of the flaps, and now I'm doing, sets of 10, whatever, plus of just floor Nordic curls. So that's what I would do. And it depends on how you're doing it. I don't know how you're doing your Nordic curls because you might not have the ability to do that, but I would just start by either angling yourself up if you have a machine, or limit the range and just do negatives. Doing the negatives. Remember, you're working the same muscles, but you're working during the stronger range of motion. So that's going to help you on the way up for the pulls too. But angling the machine up, like lifting the front end of the machine, that's the best way to do it in my experience. Get some more coffee. Good questions today, fam. We'll take we got to move along, but we'll take one or two more. Let's see. Is Julian Papa Swolio having issues with building my arms? Oh no. My shoulders get big easily, but biceps and tris don't seem to follow the same progress, so it looks like I'm wearing shoulder pads. Any alternate exercises? I mean, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. So I don't know alternative exercises to what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. So, I don't know what you're doing for biceps. It's normal to have certain body parts that might respond better to stress than others. So everyone, and this is like genetics. Some people have different muscle tie-ins. Like you'll see someone flexing and one person's biceps look shorter because the tendon's longer. A lot of this is genetic and you can't really change it. You can focus on certain exercise to maybe maximize your development of like the lower portion of the bicep or to lengthen the muscle belly. So what I would recommend in general, because I don't really know what you're currently doing, I would make sure you're training those muscles from different starting lengths. Like when you're doing curls, do incline curls. So you're starting with from the full stretched, or you're doing a cable curl or a band curl from the weight starting behind you. So that's the lengthened position of the biceps. Doing, spider curls, lying prone on a bench, or doing concentration curls. We'll train biceps from the shortest position, and then doing like a standing dumbbell or barbell curl is train biceps from the neutral position. So a lot of people don't do. It's kind of like mobility-esque. A lot of people don't train these muscles because the curl, the bicep does three things. It does shoulder flexion, it does supination of the forearm, and it does elbow flexion. So biceps gonna biceps. Like they're just, it doesn't, the body doesn't know what you're doing. It just knows that there's stress. So there's really not that many different things that you can do, but you can change where the tension starts during a movement. So if you do an incline curl, there's tension at the beginning that might be more from a stretch position. So you're adding, the tension is going to be increased from the starting stretch position, from the most lengthened position for the biceps, more so than when you're doing a standing curl. So you might be able to lift more during a standing curl because you're not challenging the weakest part of the motion, which would be the beginning part of a fully stretched muscle. So if you're fully stretched, it's going to be weakest at the beginning part of the pull and then stronger in the mid range. So people standing up can lift a lot with a curl, but maybe doing an incline curl, you won't be able to lift as much. So you want to strengthen, you bring up those weak points, you can get more stress and fully develop the muscle more. Same thing with the shoulder, same thing with the triceps. So the triceps have different heads. You have the short head, the medial head, and you have the long head. And the long head works a lot with the back because the long head crosses the shoulder joints. You're getting a lot of that with like pull downs. You're getting a lot of that with like straight arm pull downs or doing overhead triceps extensions. So overhead triceps extensions are great. Using cables and bands for triceps is fantastic. I also really do like, single arm tricep extensions. That's a great way, doing isolation. Anytime you want to, you can build a ton of mass doing compound movements when you're working multiple joints. But if you really want to bring up and focus on an area like the biceps or triceps, you want to give yourself a little bit more isolation. And another thing I would recommend, I rarely recommend doing accessory muscle groups like biceps before back or triceps before chest. But for example, avoid isolating maybe your shoulders or focus more on posterior deltoid, because what you might be thinking of is you're getting too much trap or you're getting too much middle deltoid or anterior. So you could balance out the shoulder, but also doing muscle groups that are weaker. If you're trying to bring up your biceps or triceps, do them first in the workout. So understand that it might sacrifice chest work, but as a female, you're not doing tons of chest per se. So you might not have to worry about that too much, but I would focus on weaker body parts first. So if you have things that you want to bring up, work those when you're fresh. And it might seem counterintuitive, but again, this is from experience. If you want to bring up your calves, you want to bring up your forearms, you want to bring up certain body parts that a lot of times people have neglecting, focus on that when you're fresh and put the effort, prioritize those things, and then it can bring up the balance. A lot of people want to bring up like, hey, not saying you're doing this, but hey, I want to bring up my biceps and triceps, but then they're smashing shoulders for an hour and then wondering why their biceps and triceps won't grow or won't grow to the same extent. There you go. You're getting tons of shoulder when you're doing chest and back too. You're getting tons of shoulder when you do that. So what you might want to do is, do your biceps and triceps first, and maybe, do back on a different day, because a lot of times shoulder, the anterior deltoid gets overworked just because you're always doing stuff to the front. So not only do people normally, especially dudes, focus more on chest work, but you're always driving, you're always doing stuff to the front. So you have more internal rotation. You're going to have more postural prominence towards seeing the anterior deltoid. I mean, you might be thinking that they're fast to grow, but also that might just be because you're not prioritizing other body parts. So if you never trained like a bodybuilder, and this is why I never competed, but whenever I train, even now when I'm doing my club work and stuff, I always assess my body as a bodybuilder, as if I was going to go on stage. So I never want to have a weak point. I always prioritize my posterior deltoid. I never leave any body part just to chance. It's always like proportion, because proportion does mean something. It does mean that some muscles are not getting stimulated or some are getting too stimulated. So even though I'm not going to step on stage, I'm not necessarily training. I'm more doing things more for performance, mobility, and overall strength and health. I still, since the beginning, I've always trained with aesthetics and with bodybuilding in mind, because you never want to let any body part by the wayside. Bodybuilding is you're trying to maximize development of all muscles, synergist or proportionately and symmetrically. And I think that's a great approach, even if you're doing performance, you don't care about stepping on stage like myself, it's important that way you never neglect body parts. And remember, a lot of times you neglect body parts naturally when you look in the mirror. And a lot of people neglect their posterior deltoid. But if you want big shoulders, you need to work the posterior deltoid primarily. I'm telling you. If you want to look thick, you need to train the muscles that you can see. Work the back, work the glutes, work the, get your lats, get your rhomboids, get your posterior, your lower traps, get your posterior deltoid, get your posterior rotator cuff, get all those muscles, on the posterior portion, and you'll look a lot bigger. Like you can have big arms and then skinny forearms, and then you're not going to look as big, or you can have big quads and then no calves, and you look like you have skinny legs. Like depends on if you're walking around naked or not. So I'm not saying that aesthetics are everything, but understand that you should work things. There shouldn't be any weak points, right? There shouldn't be any weak points. You should focus on all body parts, and the ones that are lagging, prioritize those and train them first. All right, great questions, but we're going to move on because, man, great questions today, fam. Good questions. Good training questions. For real. Oh, my screen was, hold on, my screen was off. Let me see if I might have missed. Let me see if I missed any Telegram questions. See if I missed any. All right, let me see. Guy asked a question. I must have missed this one. When making ground beef 85/15, do I eat all the rendered off fat or pour some of it off? Seems like my beef is in a swimming pool at times. Just wondered. Like if it's fresh, you can eat it and it's moisturized. But actually what we do is if we're cooking beef patties, because we'll put them in a glass container and we don't eat all of them. So we'll cook like 2, 3, maybe 4 pounds of beef and make patties. From the pan, we'll pour the fat in and then put it in the fridge and then of course it'll be at the bottom. It'll be like white and it'll kind of be like hard, but then we put it in the oven to heat it up and then it gets like really moist. You can mix it up and then it'll make the beef juicy. So if you pour that off, a lot of you might know that you make your beef patties, you pour it off and then you have like dried out fucking patties. It's like from the pan, pour the fat and the tallow into the pan or into the glass container. Don't pour into plastic. Don't pour into plastic. Don't.
How dare you?
So then when I put in the oven, I'll put on 300 for like whatever when I'm heating it up, and then you can turn them over and then it's like having fresh burgers again. So hopefully that helps. Okay, let's get a little tainty man. Oh, the tainty man. Hashtag dick draft for a chance to win today's Swole card. Fuck yeah! Let's go. All right, man cast time. Let's see what we got here. Who's ready for a couple videos? Oh, we have this story I forgot to open up. This was funny because we talk about it all the time. You ready for this? Okay, so we cover a lot of lunatics, right? Everyone hit the like button, share the podcast now because we are live. We are live. We're about to go balls deep. So everyone knows that it's time for Papa and the fam to go balls deep. Make sure you share the stream right now so people that you love and care about can get some knowledge cock in their day. It's very important to get that thick, veiny cock. Let me bust a load in their brain and their ear holes right now. God, I love busting in ear holes. So I'm always saying that on TikTok, you need a therapist, right? I'm always saying on TikTok to these lunatics, you need a therapist. Stop using TikTok as your therapy couch, right? So check out this article from the Daily Mail. Teens are being misdiagnosed with mental health disorders because they're, quote, choosing TikTok over therapists, experts warn. Yeah, experts. I don't know who these experts are, but they're absolutely fucking right. They're absolutely fucking right. American teens are diagnosing themselves with rare mental health disorders based off poor medical advice from TikTok. And also they want attention. So when you change your pronouns and you make believe that you're a cat or a fox or something like that, you get more attention. And this is why I'm always talking about don't hide behind. I'm not saying eating disorders aren't real. I'm not saying people don't suffer from actual depression, but I'm saying when you label yourself, you're able to use as a victim shield and use as an excuse and to find a community and find belonging and identify as someone that has this disorder. And then you kind of live under the blanket of that victim status, right? Don't be a victim. Take control and make positive changes in your life and smash these fucking bullshit things to the wayside. Like just destroy them. Like, do you want to label yourself and just stay, subject to all the medication and all the stigma, whatever you want to call it? don't do this to yourself. A lot of people kind of like to have these problems because then they can get sympathy, they can get love and attention, and they can feel like it's not their fault that they're in this situation where, okay, it might not be your fault that you got to this point, but it's your responsibility to take care of your health and move forward. All right. Doctors warn that misdiagnoses can lead to a person not getting proper treatment for a condition they truly have, or even convince a person who is fine that they're unwell. I'm saying that teens should not be on TikTok. And if you have epilepsy and you need like a flash warning and stuff like that, all these things where it says flash warning on videos, you shouldn't be on social media. You shouldn't be on a phone. If you need a flash warning, you shouldn't be on a phone. Like, holy shit. You shouldn't be on a phone. You shouldn't be on a phone if you need a flash warning. Like, that's not the piece of equipment that you should be putting in front of your face. They report that the problem exacerbated during the pandemic when kids turned to social media for comfort instead of mental health services or their peers. Well, I wonder why they couldn't turn to their fucking peers. It's because you locked kids in their rooms and you destroyed their development. That's what you did. Wow, kids couldn't go to mental health services and they couldn't turn to their peers. You know why? Because if they did, there was a plastic shield and they were 8 feet away covered in 5 fucking masks. All right. It comes just days after a report found that the app was proliferating poor diet and nutrition advice that could spark eating disorders and self-esteem issues. Well, YouTube's been doing this for years. Nico Fuckocado and all these other jabroni chodes out there that are stuffing face and making millions of dollars. So there's that. I mean, in my opinion, going to McDonald's is an eating disorder. If you're eating this kind of processed garbage, you have disordered eating. You're not making proper choices in your life. Dr. Ann Barsh, a Chicago area psychologist, well, that's reliable, says she now feels like she is competing against TikTok influencers when giving care. It's almost as though me, as a professional with a master's degree, a clinical license, and years of experience, is competing with these TikTokers. The video platform has been under fire in recent years for allowing dangerous health trends to spread to young, impressionable users. Yeah, like Tide Pods. Doctors have previously warned against dangerous viral trends like cooking chicken in the cough medicine NyQuil. What the fuck? People do that?
What the fuck is that?
And vaping a person's vagina with perfume. Ugh. Vabbing? What? How do you vab a person's vagina with, like, inside? Like douching, but like, holy yeast infection. Okay, that's enough of that. I don't need these things in my brain. That's enough of that. Round of applause. Round of applause. All right, we're done. We're done. What's the NyQuil chicken? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Well, Julian thoroughly convinced TikTok was made to rot the brain. Well, not in China. Not in China. What's TikTok in China? It's like Dongai or something like that. TikTok in China shows children like engineering, astronomy. Like, you can't use it all the time either. They shut off the app after like a certain time. There's only a certain amount of time you can use it during the day. But of course, it's used here to sow dissent, and there's tons of politics and stuff like that. Blah, blah, blah. A lot of people still think TikTok is for kids. It's not for kids. It's not for kids. It's not for kids at all. I mean, it's been super successful for me on it. We got like 2.7 million followers on TikTok over at Papa Swole. So if you have TikTok, make sure you check me out over there. I yell at people there too. Hey, if you're going to have a lot of that bullshit on TikTok, at least I'm going to be there yelling at kids trying to get them into the fucking gym before everyone else tries to kill them. TikTok is created by China to destroy the U.S. Prove me wrong? I don't think. I'm not sure it's there to just. I don't know if it was created to destroy the U.S., but it definitely is not helping. Yeah, that's the thing. If they actually banned it in the United States, I don't think they will. I don't think they will, or that they should necessarily. But if they did, It would suck from like a business standpoint, but it'd kind of be like, it's probably for the best, but we'll see what happens. It's definitely being used. It's definitely used now. I'm not sure what the reason is because it used to be, I was on it since 2016 and then I got locked out of my account for a year. And of course, then it blew up, but I caught it. I was on it like in the summer of 2019, going hard on it again. I was on it in 2016 when it was Musically. And that's when I remember posting videos on Musically, like training videos and shit. I was early in this fucking game. And everyone was like, I was getting 12 views on a video and people were calling me a pedophile because it was really only kids on the app. It wasn't that good of an app, but it was cool. It was just early. Yeah. It was pretty gross. It was pretty funny. I was like, you creep, there's kids on here. It's like, I don't care. Not forever. It's like, there's always kids. Kids are always using the things first and then it's going to age up. Same thing with Facebook. It was only in college. It was like 18, 19-year-old kids. I was on Facebook in 2003 or 2002 when it first came out. 2002, 2003. Let's see. All right, pick a number 1, 2, or we might do the second one last because, no, let's do that one first because it's short. This one's titled People with a Period.
What's in the box?
Sam, what do you call people with a period?
Boys have a penis.
Come on.
Girls have vagina.
Quiz. Dun, 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 boom, boom. What do you call a person with a period? Julian, it's a woman. Congratulations. It is a woman. It is a woman.
Einhorn is Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn.
Very nice. Very nice. Well done. Well done. All right. People with a period. All right. Let's listen to what this twat has to say.
Bipartisan tax cut will help reduce the economic burden of the cost of menstrual products, especially for lower income Michiganders. Saving people with a period from paying taxes on up to $4,800 in spending over the course of their lifetime.
Okay, Michigan. Anyone in Michigan? Move. Move.
Matt Damon.
The most sinister thing is when a woman is saying people with a period. You're just a sick, twisted fuck. Captured by the cult. You lying, grifting cunt. Are you a person with a period? No, you're a woman and you know you are. You virtue signaling chundergunch. All right, pick a number 1 or 2. 1 or 2. A fish wolf cat.
What's in the box?
Number 1 or number 2? The number 2, we got 2 fat phobic ones. So luckily no hardcore gender things. I'm glad that was short. I'm glad that was short. Let's see. Let's go with John, number 1. John, number 1.
You switch the samples.
A northern pike. Number 1, this is called Medical Fat Phobia Skit. Oh, you're going to pretend what doctors don't do. All right, let's hear it.
Hi there.
Oh, shut up. This is oh my God. Wednesday Addams, looking rough. Text on the screen says, POV, you're a fat plus size person, fat/plus sized. You're a fat person at the doctor. Here's how you can advocate. Yeah, that's necessary. Her TikTok is at classy fatty babe. So that's ironic. I'll just leave it there. Just irony in your name. Classy fatty babe. All right, so here's a fat person who identifies as a fat person, which means she has to stay fat and defend this stupid fat narrative because otherwise she won't get love and attention. She won't have any followers because everyone's going to turn on her for betraying and lying to them. Like if she lost weight, they would turn on her because it would show the hypocrisy and that they were being lied to. And then people, if you lie to them and pull the rug out from under them, they're going to come and lynch you. So keep fighting for death and disease and morbidity. Rock on.
Hi
Hi there. I'm here today because I'm experiencing some lower back pain.
It couldn't be because you're carrying around an extra human on you. Couldn't be because you sit on the couch all day. No.
It's probably because of your weight. Have you tried going on a diet?
In other words, have you tried changing your habits so you don't have chronic low back pain because of your poor lifestyle habits? Let's continue.
I'm not interested in pursuing weight loss right now. I would like to see if there's something else behind the back pain.
All right, I will translate. I'm not interested in taking care of my health. I want you to make something up or give me another reason so I can not feel bad about my personal responsibility towards my own health. Please look for something else because I'm crossing my fingers that it's not my fault. Maybe it's a tumor. It's not a tumor. Okay.
Could we maybe do an x-ray or can you at least examine me?
Because those are free.
Try weight loss and see if it helps. It can't hurt to try.
No doctor is going to respond with that. But if they did, they would be based 99 times out of 100. Can we do an x-ray? Okay. Okay, Jenny.
Actually, it can do harm. Studies show that dieting is one of the most common predictors of developing an eating disorder.
Yeah, because you look like you don't have an eating disorder.
I have already said I'm not interested in weight loss. I would like for you to examine my lower back to see if there are other solutions for managing or fixing the back pain.
All right, I don't take care of myself. I have back pain because I'm morbidly obese. I would like for you to look at my back and tell me if there's anything. He's going to look and be like, wow, I can't see your lower back. I don't know where it begins or ends. Like, there's a lot covering it. Okay.
Obesity is a common cause of back pain.
It is. It is. It just is. It just is.
There's no point in wasting resources.
Okay. No doctor says that. Can someone tell me no doctor says that shit? Obesity is a common cause of back pain? Absolutely fucking is. It is. And it's not just the obesity. It's what led you to being obese. Sitting down, staying in a hip flex position, having weak musculature, carrying around a ton of extra body weight. Yo, people in the military have back pain because they're carrying around like 100-pound rucksack all the time and running in fucking combat boots. Okay? That's a common cause of back pain. But if you're in the military, if you're sitting around doing jack shit, yeah, you have like unnecessary lumbar flexion, rounded back. Plus you're in like your muscles or the tension in your back is all out of whack and you're carrying around 100 and 200 extra pounds. So silly. No doctor's going to say there's no point in wasting resources. Yo, if there's a doctor that says that, yo, give me a high five, Adventure Time style. Give me a fucking epic high five. Doctor savage as fuck. There's no point in wasting resources. Go to the fucking gym. No doctor says that.
I would like you to tell me what tests you would run and what treatments you would recommend if I were in a smaller body instead of a larger body. If you still won't do it, I insist that you note in my chart that you are denying me testing on the basis of my weight. And I'm also going to...
You are denying someone testing based on their health? At this point, if you're going to bring up some legal stuff, a doctor would be like, fine, we're going to do it. They're going to bill the fuck out of your insurance and your insurance is going to go up. But okay.
Need a printed copy of that. Regardless of your weight or health status, you still deserve proper medical care and you deserve for your needs to be heard by your doctor.
This is not oh shit, sorry, I'm not listening to that again. This is not a feelings. This is not a protect your feelings. You're at the doctor for your health. That's the problem. You're at the doctor asking about your back pain. That's your fucking problem. Let's finish this shit.
Your doctor. Let me know in the comments if this helped you and if you...
It doesn't. You're at the doctor for your health. That's the problem. That's the last line of defense. If you're at the doctor for back pain, you fucked up. You fucked up. If you got into a car accident, you go to emergency care, they'll put you in surgery or something like that. If you're at the doctor because you have back pain, it's because you're not taking care of your health. You're not going to fix your fucking back pain being at the doctor. You're going to fix your back pain by training properly. Like maybe you do have a tumor. Maybe you do have all those other things, but you definitely don't take care of your health. You definitely don't exercise. You definitely don't practice mobility and yoga. You don't eat properly. Like, you're not taking care of yourself. I'm sure it has happened. I'm sure it has happened when someone walks in morbidly obese, like, you're obviously not healthy. You have to change your lifestyle. And there might be a tumor, there might be all this, but what came first? What came first? The lifestyle habits come first. So her situation, whatever, these are a dime a dozen. We hear about this stuff all the time, this, victim playing. But what you need to do is make sure that you are avoiding these situations. You should not be at the doctor like, how do I get healthier? No. It's before it even happens. Like, if you're at the doctor for your health, it's too late. I'm not saying it's too late, you're going to die, but I'm saying in general, health is determined by your habits. I'm not saying don't go to a doctor. I'm just saying, like, most doctors don't know how to be healthy. They know how to prescribe medication and cover the symptoms. They'll prescribe you 800, hey, prescription, Motrin 800, which is really 4 fucking ibuprofen. You can just buy them over the counter. You used to need a prescription for ibuprofen because it fucks up your fucking gut. But hey, we get a prescription. I could take 1 pill instead of 4. Ooh, thanks. Just take more of it. Just take more of this painkiller. Great. Okay, last video. This is a stitch. It's called Weight Loss Can Be Fat Phobic.
What's in the box?
It cannot be. It can't be. All right. Let's see. Who's typing this? Nancy says, my dad is fat. They take x-rays and then tell him he needs to move more and lose weight. I had a blood clot last year. My hematologist treated it, then told me to lose weight. So they treat the problem. And then, yeah, it sounds like you're lying. It sounds like they're lying most of the time. And look, here's the thing. That was, what would that video say? It says like a role play. Like, here's how you can advocate. So this person just doesn't understand how it works. Doctors aren't doing that. Do you understand? A doctor's not gonna be like, okay, just nah. Doctors are gonna protect their fucking ass and cover their ass no matter what. If you've ever dealt with a doctor or worked in medical billing or anything, understand that a doctor is not gonna do or say anything that's gonna put them in legal harm. Okay? They already pay like a third of their fucking, net, not net, but like they already pay like a third of their revenue, depending on what they do, for malpractice insurance, because you can get sued and there's so many different layers. They're going to protect their fucking ass no matter what. No doctor's going to be like, oh, just lose weight. Bye. Oh, you have back pain? Well, fuck it. Go lose weight. No doctor's going to say that. No doctor's going to say that. They're going to cover their ass. They'll run the test, because why would a doctor not run a test? If it's covered by your insurance, they'll run the fucking test because they can bill more. They make money off it. So why would they not do it? It's so stupid. It doesn't make sense. They might still tell you to lose weight, but they're still going to run the fucking test, especially if your insurance covers it. Like, they'll fucking run that shit. They're getting paid. All right.
Losing weight for your health is not fat phobic.
Jesus Christ. All right. So is this that chick? Wait, hold on a second. Someone tell me, is this the same one that we liked from the other day? I don't know if it's the same one. I can't tell if it looks the same. This person is saying losing weight for your health is not fat phobic. It's not. She's absolutely right. And it's answering a question that says, what's something you're sick of having to explain? So this person's going to follow up and stitch this video saying it is fat phobic if you lose weight. No, it's not. You're just upset that other people get results because they try and you want to stay fat and keep your friends. We get it.
Losing weight for your health is not fat phobic.
It's not.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Not everyone who sets out to lose weight for their health is inherently fat phobic.
Yeah, fat phobic isn't really a thing. You are just self-conscious about your existence because you don't take care of yourself. And it's very easy to blame everyone else for your shortcomings rather than take personal responsibility and go to the fucking gym and eat a steak and blah, 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 blah. Change your habits. Easier, change your hashtags. Nice glasses, by the way.
It really depends on the specific reason why you think weight loss is going to help with your health.
If you because it does. Because it does. It's not weight loss, it's fat loss. Not carrying around an extra human. Not looking pregnant when you're not pregnant. Yeah.
Weight loss in and of itself inherently makes you healthier, then yeah, you're fat phobic as fuck. Sorry.
No, it doesn't. It does. It does. It lowers your risk for all-cause mortality. Fact. And it doesn't mean like starving yourself and drinking maple syrup and lemonade. Yeah, if you're losing weight by doing something stupid, you could be harming yourself as well. But not carrying around extra energy, taxing your body, taxing your skeletal system, taxing your endocrine system. There's no negative to that. I mean, fuck. You have to call it fat phobia. I don't want to look like you. That's fair enough, right? That's fair enough. If I can help it, I don't want to look like you.
But if you're losing weight because you want to either be straight sized or pass as straight sized.
Straight sized, meaning you're a man and you like pussy, or you're a female and you like dick, like straight like that. There's no such thing as straight sized. I am never going to say this. I am never going to accept this into the vernacular. It does not exist. There's no such thing as straight size. Stop making this a fucking gender sexuality thing. You are insane, gold member. You're fucking insane.
You're insane, gold member.
It's not a gender thing. You see what the left does, right? You see what this left. I'm surprised she's not wearing 6 masks. You see what happens. You see what this ideology progressive shit does. You see? You see? You see? Straight sized. Stop using the term like if they use the term straight size, they can try to like hijack, just like how they hijack body positivity. It's supposed to be for like amputees and burn victims and people that have physical characteristics that they can't change. You being 300 pounds overweight is not something that you can't change. That's your lifestyle habits. It's your responsibility. It's your habits. So using the term straight is trying to hijack the LGBTQ XYZ AV, whatever it is. I'll get you Matt Damon. We're about halfway through this shit, so let's see what we got.
Sized or pass as straight sized for the fitness industry and the medical industry to treat you better. And it's because you're trying to get that higher level of care that straight sized people get that you might not get as a plus size person.
Drink every time she says straight size.
I think that's more a reaction to fat phobia than it is your own fat phobia. It's you trying to protect yourself from fat phobia. Of course, assuming everyone could do that is straight ableism. And I know your video was...
she said straight. I'm thinking it's straight ableism. It's ableism. Jesus Christ. I can't wait to fucking lift weights today. I'm going to lift weights. I'm going to picture you crying. I'm going to picture you like crying tears. Every time I do a curl, I'm going to picture you crying every time I do a rep. Oh, I'm going to do so much volume today. Oh, I'm not going to be able to move tomorrow. I'm going to lift so fucking heavy.
To spread fat phobia, but I just thought I'd start a more nuanced, advanced conversation for my followers. Have a day.
Have a day. Have a day. Say more or talk more and say less. Talk more and say less. Try it. Try it. That's a challenge. I pose that to these woketards. I challenge you. Speak more and say less. I can't wait to fucking lift. And guess what? We went out, but I couldn't. Anyway, I'm going to fucking vote right after this. I'm amped up. I'm going to vote right after this. I'm fucking going to vote. I can't fucking wait. I'm going to fill the fuck out of that ballot. I'm going to fill the fuck out of that thing. I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait to fucking vote. Jesus Christ. Let's fucking go. All right, little tainty man. I can't wait. Aww. My God. All right, I'm going to vote like a motherfucker. All right, let's see. Hashtag Dick Draft. Let's give away this swole card right now. Fam-wise, here we go. Oh, that was delish. Holy shit. Dick Draft.
Daddy? Dick Daddy? Daddy Draft?
Dick Draft. Dick Draft. Scroll. These games. Dick Draft, Dick Draft, Dick Draft. We got a winner. Francois. It's Frankie. Frank Mavica. Congratulations, Francois. Send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Daily Swole, a swole card, 2377 in the subject, your mailing address, in the body of the email, and we'll send you today's swole card. Fan-fucking-tastic. Congratulations, Francois. Francois. Parkour. Hello, Francois.
What the hell kind of country is this where I can only hate a man if he's white?
Look at that tainty man. Oh, so tainty.
Emotional damage.
Let's get some soundboard requests. Come on, bitches. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Ooh, antidepressants.
No medication except my fucking antidepressants.
No medication except my fucking antidepressants. That was said out loud. Holy shit.
Great Scott!
Look at her. She looks like she's 19 years old, sitting there like a little lady in a race car.
We choose truth over facts. Loud noises!
Come on, man.
Let's go.
Well, I could be wrong, but I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Got it out just in time. No hands. Fucking nailed it. Fucking nailed it. Let's go. Let's go. Fam, thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, make sure you leave us a 5-star review. Check out swolenormousx.com to join the fam today. Leave us a question over at askpapaswolio.com. Check all the notes and show notes down below. We'll be back here tomorrow for 2378. Great episode. Great questions today. Swole fam, you brought the fucking... Let's get a round of applause for the Swole fam. You all brought the fucking pain. You brought the fucking heat today.
A 10! A 10!
You.
A fucking 10!
You brought the fucking heat, and I appreciate you. So we'll see you tomorrow. If you are in the United States, happy election day. It's a great honor to be able to vote. So make sure you do, and don't take anything for granted. Don't assume like things are going to go one way or the other. Just make sure you vote. Let your voice be heard. Many people in this world can't. And this is the greatest country in the world for a reason. So make sure you drop, go and flex that shit. America, baby. Let's see. And go have a great rest of your day. Make sure you make some sick fucking gains. And we'll see you tomorrow for another amazing episode of the Sleazecast. Thanks for being here. Peace, McGee's, Deuce, Magoose, your boy Papa Swole. Oh.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I gift rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they king left and they so mad, it's like...
Yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm in my element.